Well, I've got to give Donald Trump credit for one thing. He managed to surprise me with the amount of grifting that he does on a daily basis. Apparently, he is demanding that the Department of Justice pay him almost $250 million, $230 million in total for all of the previous investigations that they've launched into him under the Biden administration. And get this, the people who would approve this are people he appointed to the Justice Department who defended him during those investigations. So it goes without saying that there is no precedence for this whatsoever. But just imagine, President of the United States, who's made billions of dollars since he was president, that he lost, he made billions then, and is making money now through crypto and all these other corrupt things that no one's going to investigate. He wants $230 million of your money, your taxpayer money, to basically solve some grievance that he has. Imagine what $230 million would do for SNAP benefits. How many hungry kids could we feed? Or how many families could we keep on their health insurance? Or a whole host of other things. And instead, he wants $250 million to go in his back pocket. This is proof that Donald Trump is president of the United States for himself, to make himself rich. If you don't believe that, I don't know what to tell you. But $230 million in his back pocket when he's made billions off of being president, this guy is literally the worst.
This is unreal. The New York Times is reporting that Donald Trump is demanding that his own DOJ pay him off for past legal cases against him. He's seeking $230 million from U.S. taxpayers like you and I because he says the DOJ was weaponized against him. But here's where it gets more outrageous. His former personal attorney, Todd Blanche, who is now the Deputy Attorney General, is the one who will be responsible for determining if they do settle with him for $230 million. As a taxpayer, are you okay paying this clown off?
Guys, just when you think the US politics will not shock you, it comes with yet another banger. Hey beautiful people, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by. So all credit goes to the creators in these videos. Guys, in today's video, what on earth are we talking about here? What is going on here? Guys, we are talking about the same Justice Department that once investigated Trump over the Russia election issue. Yeah, remember that, right? And later, over the classified documents at Mar-a-Lago. And now, he wants hundreds of millions of dollars from them, guys. That is wild. So apparently, Trump filed 2 formal claims saying that those investigations hurt his name, yada yada yada, damaged him financially. He claims that he was treated unfairly. He said he deserves compensation. Guys, this is no small amount of money. $230 million. Is it this money he wants to go and use to build the ballroom? Because I'm not getting it. Taxpayers' money. And now what really makes this story strange is that if this request goes through, technically he will be the one deciding whether or not to pay himself. Because how can a sitting president ask his own government to pay him? Like, who approves this, guys? And is this even legal? Like, I don't get it. And the Justice Department is saying that they will follow ethics rule and get outside opinions before doing anything. But honestly, guys, I can't even wrap my head around it. Imagine being in charge of the same people you're asking money from. How do I put this in a simple way? It's like being your own boss and signing your own paycheck. Oh my goodness, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's see what the other creators have to say.
Oh my God, you have got to be kidding me. Trump is demanding that the DOJ now pay him $230 million. The DOJ, which is part of his branch, sits under him in the executive branch. His underlings, all the people he hired and put in charge, the people who have legally defended him in a court of law. He's demanding that they pay him as a private citizen $230 million because of earlier legal issues with the DOJ when he was running around committing a bunch of crimes. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think it's going to work? Do you think they're going to say, okay, why not? You know what's crazy though? If and when this works, he could do this for literally anything. Not just him, actually. Any president down the line. We should be pointing this out. In America, you can sue over anything. Literally. I could sue you for having blue eyes because I don't like them. Is a judge likely to throw it out? Yeah. Yeah, because I have no standing. However, I can still file the paperwork and start the process of suing you, and you can choose to settle with me, pay me a bunch of money so that the lawsuit goes away before it ever even gets in front of a judge. The one sort of saving grace is that a judge can reject a settlement if they're like, this, not okay. But there's an even more insidious option here, which is the fact that the DOJ that is defending itself probably doesn't want to win. They could straight up just lose the case on purpose. And why wouldn't they? He could sue the DOJ or, hell, any agency that he's crammed with loyalists for hurting his feelings. And they could say, sure, boss, no problem. Here's another pile of taxpayer money. I will say one thing, Republicans. I love to be right about you. At this point, I can't tell if you guys are bigger Yahtzees or grifters.
The country is quite literally on fire and holding on by a thread, but you guys as President Donald Trump is seeking damages of $230 million from the Justice Department because they did an investigation into the crimes he actually committed. This is why we were in an uproar when we found out that his old attorneys and lawyers were being appointed to the judicial branch of this government. It's basically insider trading. Asked about the particulars of the case, of the lawsuit, of the money he's asking. He's like, oh, I don't know the specifics of it. Maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. Maybe I'll just get $230 million of taxpayers' money and spend it on my own coffers or pay for the White House that no one wanted to be reconstructed, a disgusting ballroom that's bigger than the actual White House. Maybe we'll just do all those things. You guys are fucking idiots because, oh, well, Trump didn't take a salary, he didn't take a salary. Fuck you. It must be so beautiful and peaceful to have the fucking intelligence of a thumb. The President of the United States is suing the United States for $230 million of taxpayers' money because his feelings and ego were hurt. Bye, y'all.
Guys, if we all get $1 for every time our feelings and egos have been hurt, I mean, we'll be billionaires by now. Trump said the investigations against him were unfair and politically motivated, and he claims that his businesses, his reputations, and even his family life suffered because of them. And now he wants the government to make it right by paying up. He even said that he might maybe donate the money to charity or something like that, which means it's a probability he's not even sure. Guys, if any other government official tried to get personal money from their own department, it would cause chaos. But because it's Trump, everything is turning into a political circus, and MAGA would always defend him. They are saying that it deserves it. Make this make sense to me, guys, because I just think that this whole system, this situation just shows how broken the system has become. Because in the middle of it's like in the middle of this shutdown, a lot of things are just popping up left, right, and center. Because whether you support Trump or not, this money that the president is asking for does not sit right. It doesn't make sense to me. Let me know your thoughts. Let's see what the other creators have to say.
So Donald Trump is about to enrich himself by $230 million at your expense. Well, yours and mine, all U.S. taxpayers. Because he is now requesting the Department of Justice to hand him over $230 million to his private treasure trove for compensation for his past troubles with the law. That's right. So he did things that were illegal, he was prosecuted for them and investigated for them, and now that he's president and he has absolute control over the Department of Justice through Pam Bondi and his own private attorney, Todd Blanche, he wants your taxpayer money to reward him with $230 million while federal workers are going without paychecks, even military personnel, and he has cut Medicaid benefits, SNAP benefits, all types of programs. He still wants to further enrich himself, despite the fact that his family have increased their wealth by over $2.3 billion in the past 10 months. It's not enough for this guy. Apparently, your taxpayer dollars, well, that's up for grabs too.
You know what I find suspicious? Originally, he said he wasn't going to demolish any parts of the White House, right? And clearly, as of yesterday, we saw that was a lie. Then, prior to that, he would not release who the donors are, because you know how he said this ballroom is not being paid for by or with American tax dollars. Supposedly, it's being paid for by donors, right? But he refuses to release the donor list to see who's donating what. Very sketchy. Then today, we find out from the New York Times that he is suing the Department of Justice, mind you, his fucking Department of Justice, so that they can pay him $230 million for all of the wrongs and injustices that he has suffered at the hands of the previous DOJ. So, I'm thinking there are no donors. He was hoping to pay for that White House out of taxpayer dollars. He realizes now that there are too many eyes on him. He just can't do that. I mean, he can't, right? So what better way to make more money to pay for it than to sue his own DOJ that he knows is going to side in his favor, even though every single charge that's ever been brought against him is legally founded. He is a convicted felon. He is not somebody that went to court and was found not guilty. Paying people off is not a not guilty. And going to court and being found guilty by your peers is guilty.
Donald Trump is demanding a $230 million shakedown from U.S. taxpayers to compensate him for his pain and suffering during all the investigations he had to suffer because, you know, he's a crook. So Trump is saying that all the Russia investigations, and by the way, Trump was investigated over Russia because Trump has a lot of really creepy ties to Russia and a lot of really creepy behavior vis-a-vis Russia up until today. Trump's own staff, his own director of national intelligence, investigated him because he was afraid that Trump was literally co-opted by Vladimir Putin. This was Dan Coates. The second thing Trump was investigated for that he wants money for, the classified documents probe. When Trump stole all those classified documents and refused to return them, he wants us to give him a couple $100 million to make up for it, that we took his classified documents. We illegally searched his house. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. They went to a court of law, and the court of law said, you literally stole classified documents, and we're going to get them. And by the way, they found them. They also found that Trump had given some of the documents, had shown them some of our most classified nuclear secrets to an Australian billionaire because he was showing off at Mar-a-Lago. But keep in mind, Trump refused to return the documents. When Joe Biden found classified documents at his house, what did he do? He immediately turned them over and said, come search my homes and find anything else that I may have. In Trump's case, what did he do? He said, no, you can't search anything. And by the way, when he was told to return the documents, he said no. $230 freaking million this guy's want of our tax money, and he's demanding it. And he finally got asked about it today and said, I'm president, I get to decide if I get the money. Is this really what you voted for, guys? Remember when we voted for him? I didn't, but you all voted for him to fix inflation? Yeah, only inflation's happening is the money in his pocket.
Okay, that was a funny one. But really, guys, is America great yet? And honestly, I'm tired of this never-ending drama. Because every time you think American politics cannot get any more surprising, cannot get any more shocking, cannot get any more interesting, something like this happens. And it's just like watching history twist itself in real time. So yeah, maybe if Trump feels as if it deserves compensation, but at the end of the day, you cannot lead a country and cash out from it at the same time. Like, you either serve the people or you serve yourself. And at this point in time, it looks as if Trump is trying to do both, because, guys, let it make sense to me. Giving $40 billion to Argentina, trying to build a ballroom of $250 million, trying to sue the government, the Department of Justice for more, like, so many things happening at the same time, and I feel it's just too much drama. Or are they trying to divert the Americans' attention from something? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I really want to hear from you. And if I found value in this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Please stay safe. Mental health is important. Ciao.